Hello there. Good morning. Welcome to yet another episode of Convos in an Apron. I'm your host, Anne. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, Convos in an Apron is not just a cooking show, okay? We have fun while exploring dishes all around the world. There is also a special segment where I give cooking and kitchen hacks that will make you a better cook. So stay tuned, be prepared to be entertained over the next hour. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms at Convos in an Apron. Feel free to like, subscribe, and share our videos on YouTube. Okay, let's get started. So about this meal, it is primarily a breakfast, but you know what they say, today's lunch can be tomorrow's breakfast. I'm talking about the bacon, egg, cheese sandwich. So I'll start by washing off my hands like we usually do. You should emulate that. So imagine the aroma of bacon mixed with cheese. For those of you who love meat, this recipe is just for you. It's quick, easy, and convenient. All right, like picture it, a sandwich dripping with cheese and bacon with eggs. There really isn't a hard or easy, difficult way to make your eggs. It depends on how you like it. Some people like their eggs runny. Some people like their eggs sunny side, like me. That is perfectly fine. If you would rather go with omelette, it's fine too, which is the perfect thing about this sandwich, yeah? You can make it in whichever way that you want to, and it doesn't, which is the very good thing about this recipe. It's super fast, it's convenient. All right, let's get to the recipe. Here we have 2 eggs, some pepper, salt, 2 slices of cheese, milk, butter, 4 slices of bacon, and 4 slices of white bread. If you choose to do fit farm, then you can go with 4 slices of wheat bread. Okay, now we would rinse our pan really quickly. I can't wait to get into it. Okay, so for this dish, we would be cooking on medium heat. Because it gets done really fast and we don't want anything to get burned. So while we do that, first we would wash our eggs. Gently. Okay. So we begin by whisking our egg. And we'll season it with some salt, some pepper, and then we beat slightly. All right, now that we're done with this, I would heat up our pan on medium heat. It is important that we make this meal on medium heat so nothing gets burned. Okay, now we would add 1 teaspoon of butter to a non-stick pan. It is really important that we use room temperature butter for this. Okay. So we'll be adding our egg mix in the butter once it's fully melted. Okay, so this is done. Now we add our egg mix. can smell it already. All right. I'll just rinse this quickly. All right. We want to mix and fold the eggs properly till they form puffy clouds. All right, it's almost done. Once this is done, we will take this out and begin to butter our bread. Almost there. Okay, now we would place our 4 slices of bacon. So bacon already has its own fat. You don't necessarily need any external fat to cook this. So allow it to cook in its own fat. But then again, you want to be careful with bacon because it overcooks really quickly and gets very dry and crunchy, and we don't want that. All right, while we wait for this to heat up, we would butter our bread. So we'll begin to butter our bread now. Spread the butter evenly on both sides of the bread. And we're going to be repeating the process again on each side of all breads. And you can hear the bacon already steaming off, the smell. All right, so now we will turn our bacon. Look at that fat. If you're a meat person, this is just perfect. Perfect breakfast or lunch. All right, we'll allow this to cook, and then we'll continue with our bread. Remember to put butter on both sides of the bread. All right, this looks done. So we'll pick up our bacon. Look at that. Like I said, bacon already has its own fat. So as you can see, it's oily. The fat is there and it smells great. Yummy. All right, so now we begin to set our sandwich. First, we would add our bread, the 2 skillets, and then we would add some of our eggs. So you try to put this evenly so that one bread doesn't have more eggs than the other. Okay, next we'll add our cheese. Have to be careful with this so you don't smoosh the cheese. All right, so I would carefully put this on each of the bread. Yes. Okay. And we do that for the other side of the bread too. Okay. Remember to be careful because it's really soft. Okay. I always ensure that the cheese is open fully so I avoid any smooshiness. Okay. Carefully place this on the bread. And then now we add the bacon. So we add 2 on each of the bread. You can place it whichever way you want. I like to place mine in some sort of an X form. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Now we would butter our last bread quickly. This is supposed to cook for 2 minutes on each side. And just a little bit of butter for the other side of the bread. Okay, it's evenly distributed and we are done. So we'll cover our bread now and do so for the other side. Voila! So we'll allow this to cook for 2 minutes before we flip. So this has already been cooking for a bit on the other side, so it's time for us to flip. I hope I get it this time around. Okay. As you can see, the cheese is already melting in it, and I can't wait for it to explode in my mouth. So we'll allow this to cook again for another 2 minutes. And we'll clear our kitchen while we do that. You don't want to cook in a messy kitchen. These are leftover eggs, so. Okay. We're almost done. I like to clean when I'm cooking. Just sort of mix everywhere less messy. Okay. Our kitchen looks good now. And our sandwich should be done now. So now it is time for us to dish our sandwich. This is just the perfect color that we're looking for. Fresh golden brown. Doesn't it look so good? Smells good too. Yum, yum. All right, we'll turn off our heat now because we're done. All right, so I'm just going to cut this real quick into the shape of a sandwich. Feel free to eat this way if you want to, but I like to slice mine. All right. It's crispy. Just want you to look at it. Cheesy. Mmm. All right, I can't wait. So I will just quickly take a bite of this. It's cheesy. It's meaty. I'm sure my mouth is a mess right now, but this is amazing. This can be served with a cup of coffee or tea, whatever you want, and begin your day with it. But I will just have this with water. This was easy to make and convenient, and it's a very easy meal to add to your skill set. Feel free to try it. It just tastes very good too.